Good day, everyone. Today we will be interviewing some people if they have idea about the primary hemostasis. Let's go. What is also primary hemostasis? Platelets, something. Para si Monster, saan ang primary hemostasis?
Di ba, mama na mag-form of flag para ma-stop ang bleeding?
Okay na.
Primary hemostasis is defined as the formation of the primary platelet plug. This serves to flog off small injuries. Platelets are not only involved in platelet plug formation, but are also crucial for formation of fibrin, or what we call the secondary hemostasis. Primary hemostasis is considered the starting point for the hemostatic response mounted. The hemostatic system consists of platelets, coagulation factors, and the endothelial cell lining in the blood vessels. The platelets arise from the fragmentation of the cytoplasm of megakaryocytes in the bone marrow and circulates in the blood. Under normal circumstances, the resistance of the endothelial cell lining to interactions with platelets and coagulation factors prevents thrombosis. When endothelial continuity is disrupted and the underlying matrix is exposed, a coordinated series of events are set in motion to seal the defect, and this will start the primary hemostasis. Platelets play a primary role in this process, interacting with some endothelium-bound von Willebrand factor via the GP1B complex. These initial interactions, or what we call the platelet adhesion, sets the stage for other adhesive reactions that allow the platelets to interact with each other to form an aggregate. The platelet GP2B3A complex mediates platelet-to-platelet interactions, or what we call the platelet aggregation. On resting platelets, GP2B3A is unable to bind fibrinogen or von Willebrand factor. Platelet activations allows binding of these proteins, which bridges adjacent platelets. Morphologically, the platelets change dramatically form disc to spiny spheres process called shape change. Platelets contains two unique types of granules, alpha granules and the dense granules. The alpha granules contains hemostatic proteins such as fibrinogen, von Willebrand factor, and growth factor, or the platelet-derived growth factor. The dense granules contains pro-aggregatory factors such as ADP, calcium, and serotonin. During activation, the granules are centralized and their contents are discharged into the lumen of the open canalicular system, from which they are then released to the exterior. Once activated, the platelets have two major mechanisms to recruit additional platelets to the growing hemostatic plug. They release pro-aggregatory materials such as ADP by the release reaction, and they synthesize thromboxane A2 from arachidonic acid. Thus, the release reactions and prostaglandin synthesis acts to consolidate the initial hemostatic plug by promoting the participation of other platelets in the growing hemostatic plug. In addition, when platelets are activated, negatively charged phospholipids moved from the inner to the outer leaflet of the membrane bilayer. This negative surface provides binding sites for enzymes and cofactors of the coagulation system, resulting in the formation of a clot, and this will start the secondary hemostasis. This video will present the brief overview of primary hemostasis. When blood vessels is damaged, blood clot is in response to the injury in order to prevent blood loss. This process is known as coagulation. Coagulation can be divided into two phases, the primary hemostasis and the secondary hemostasis. Primary involves the platelets and blood vessels. The blood vessels constrict and adhere to the site of the damage and form a plug. In secondary hemostasis, circulating coagulation factors from fibrin that stabilizes the platelet plug.
This Prince song inside